The nearly 60 passengers are women from Lebanon, the United States, and Europe. The Mariam will attempt to deliver cancer medicines to Gaza, while a second ship expected to sail days later will carry medical equipment, including dialysis machines. Obama administration officials are reportedly claiming they've convinced Israel not to attack Iran for at least the next year. According to the New York Times, U.S. and Israeli officials have broadly agreed it'll take roughly a year or longer for Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Israel's repeatedly threatened to attack Iran, ostensibly to prevent it from developing nuclear weapons. Mexican President Felipe Calderón has harshly criticized U.S. gun control policy, saying it's worsened the death toll in Mexico's drug war. Calderón made the comments Thursday at a conference in Mexico City.
The Americans began to sell arms as a voracious, ambitious industry, like the American arms industry. This often provokes conflicts in countries that are poor and less developed, such as Africa, due to the sale of arms, is in a very similar situation to that which is being lived by the Mexican people. For the arms traffickers, it's a business to sell arms to criminals. And we need to mobilize not just public opinion against this, but unite with international public opinion to show the irresponsibility of the Americans, as much as it bothers them or hinders their political campaigns.
In Haiti, election officials have reportedly rejected the presidential candidacy of hip-hop artist Wyclef Jean. An unnamed official told the Reuters news agency that Jean has been excluded from a list of approved candidates for Haiti's November elections. Although born in Haiti, Jean's candidacy was challenged in part on the grounds he spent most of his life living in the United States. Here in New York, dozens of people gathered in front of the grocery chain Trader Joe's new Manhattan location Thursday to demand humane working conditions for farm workers harvesting tomatoes sold inside Trader Joe's stores. The Coalition of Immokalee Workers says the farm workers' wages have remained stagnant since 1978, with tomato pickers having to put in 10-hour days just to make the minimum wage. Luis Gomez of the Community Farm Worker Alliance said Trader Joe's has purchased directly from fields that use modern-day slaves.
So we chose Trader Joe's because recently it was uncovered that Trader Joe's purchases its tomatoes from a field that recently was implicated in a case of modern-day slavery, where the farm workers were being held to work without being paid and having to work against their will. So this is a direct connection between Trader Joe's and where they're getting their tomatoes, and the violation of human rights. So that's why we're addressing Trader Joe's to step up to the plate.
You can go to our website, democracynow.org, to see producer Nicole Salazar's web-exclusive feature on the Coalition of Immokalee Workers' Modern-Day Slavery Museum. The traveling exhibition explores the history and evolution of modern-day forced labor in agriculture industry and the long legacy of slavery in the food that we eat. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. A new report says corporate and special interest groups have poured record amounts of money into judicial campaigns to influence the decisions of top state courts. According to the Justice at Stake campaign, donations to state judicial campaigns more than doubled over the past decade to $206 million. By 2009, more than half of TV ads used in the campaigns were paid for by third parties. And a California man has been freed from prison after serving 13 years following his arrest for trying to forcibly enter a church soup kitchen because he was hungry. Gregory Taylor had been sentenced to 25 years to life in prison under the state's controversial 3 strikes law. At the time of his last arrest, he was homeless and suffering from drug addiction. Taylor's release came in part due to efforts by students working on the 3 Strikes Project at the Criminal Defense Clinic at Stanford Law School. Taylor says he plans to work for a food pantry run by his brother. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez.
And welcome to all of our listeners and viewers around the country and around the world.